Put that on for safety.
Oh boy.
Hey y'all, look at what I got.
Famous last words.
Nope, let that slide out.
Wow.
Hold it. Hold, no, back up.
That's awesome.
Now that's a big chainsaw.
Yes. I spent more on my chainsaw than I did on my four-wheeler.
Now that's saying something.
3 times as much as I sold my first Nissan pickup truck for. But we'll be able to make a lot of stuff with this. This is going to build us a cabin.
Nice.
And I think it'll actually start. Brakes on.
Hmm.
Cool. We are here at our mountaintop in Tennessee, actually down in the shade. It's perfect right now. Got a new chainsaw. This makes this Alaskan Sawmill totally worth it. We can cut big trees. Total overkill for this small board we're doing right now. Much better safety equipment. Man, is this necessary. Wedges. We got Wedge Boy here. He's even wearing the right color shirt to match the wedges.
It matches, yay.
And that way we don't lose him. Just like I painted all my tools, I put him in that because he sneaks off. And then Deven was clearing all the bark off of this. But this is the first cut. It's a semi-chiseled chain, and it's every other. So it could go a lot faster. And I don't know, I think this every other tooth, it definitely gives it more control. It's not pulling on me as much. I don't like it for cutting through the logs, but it might be great using it for milling. So I'm going to try a couple of different chains, but this is the only one they sold. That's why we got it. And we will come back with more. And having a very straight 10-foot, I figured out, a 10-foot 2x6 allowed me to mount it and take that off really quickly. We're cutting a 9-foot log here using the 10-footer that sticks out. If you looked at my last video I did back in Ohio, you could see I had some troubles at the beginning of the end. That's the key. Let your board stick out 6 inches on each side. It makes it way easier. After 2 cuts, we already have a huge pile of sawdust. You can see these beautiful boards we're making. Ethan, you're up next. I'll get it started. That's the hard part. You got to make sure everything's level, and that's why we have this guide. If you're pushing too hard and your arms are getting tired, you're doing it wrong. You just want to keep it balanced, and it's going to rotate a little bit, but you don't want to rock it. That means your saw's getting dull. We want a nice sharp chain to do this. If you look right down here, you can see that is right in the middle of the bar.
Yep.
So I want to look. You can't over crank those. Make sure you use a solid bar.
Wait.
Not a laminated bar.
Look at the front there. It's
Oh. Yep, that wasn't tightened down enough. So look at this. If you look up in here, that's sliding down and hitting my chain. It's a good thing we stopped. So we've got to loosen those up, slide the chain or the bar down, and tighten them again and make sure it's tighter. But we'll get that reset, and I'll get it started and go through about a foot of this and let you do the last 8 feet.
All right.
Excellent.
Hey, keep the RPMs up, okay?
Okay.
Right there and over the top like that. If the RPMs start dropping, don't put as much pressure on it.
Okay.
I've never got to see this. I'm always the one using it.
Turn it up. Turn off the saw. All right, now you can lift it out. As you can see, Deven helping with that wedge. If you would have got him even, it'd be easier to pull that out. There we go. Okay, it looks like you're cutting out a lot thicker on one side than the other. And that's not how you started. Come and look at the end, Ethan. See how the right side here is a lot thicker than the left side?
Yeah.
We got to make sure that thing stays flat and level the whole way, okay?
Okay.
So you were pushing too hard with one hand and not hard enough with the other, something. That breeze felt great for Devin and I. Right, Devin? Unfortunately, it blew everything right into your face while you were working. I hope that watch is sawdust proof. Well, that is Ethan's first board made with the Chainsaw Sawmill. And the first time he ran, what is that, a 90cc saw with a 36-inch blade, the MS661-C by Stihl. Man, I love that saw. It's awesome.
One. Lift.
And now they're bringing these over, flipping them, which gets the sawdust off. You know, I really don't know why we flip them. Because I saw some guy in a YouTube video, I guess like you're watching this, and he always kept them the same. And it makes sense. Then I can see exactly where the tree was. I can see the grain. It might make it easier for setting up. And these things, we set at 1.5 inches. They end up to be about 1 5/8 at least on the straight end that was cut. You can see Devin is immediately knocking off the bark that we didn't get off before we started. What do you think, Devin? Is it easier to take it off in big chunks when we start before, or now just knocking it off the edge there?
It's definitely coming off easier now, but it's in a lot smaller pieces. So the easier stuff that comes off in big chunks, I'd like to get off first, but for the harder stuff, I think this is easier. Okay.
They make all kinds of fancy tools. Right now, I'm just using a hammer and a crowbar because, well, that's what we have at the campsite. We're going to get probably 4 more out of that, I'm guessing. We'll get that done before lunch, which is not bad since we went out to a fly-in breakfast and didn't even get started until after 9. Right, Ethan?
Right. Oh, and yeah, that breeze is really nice when it's not blowing sawdust in your face.
Yes. And what was it we were going to talk about? We've got the Husqvarna box right there. Yeah, the Stihl log roller, the Stihl chainsaw, the little Stihl chainsaw. We are not sponsored by Stihl.
But still, if you're watching this, we would love to be sponsored. Especially, we can talk about it over the radio.
Oh, yeah. All right. Let's get back to cutting. And I think he just ran out of gas. We should bring the gas up.
Probably.
Now I got them both going. This is the way you do work.
So we finished up our first tree. You see we're down. I'm not going to try and get another board out of that. But we've got about 1 5/8 inch planks that are 9 foot long. These things will make unbelievable floorboards for whatever I decide to build.
We can do whatever we want. That's the amazing thing about it. We have freedom.
We have freedom. And just getting the logs. I haven't built the base to our new deck. We're going to build a deck looking out over. You can't really see the valley there. But we're going to go out there. And it'll be a nice walk. We can sit in the shade on the deck and look all the way down the valley. And I just love getting up early and watching the sunrise, how it pours down through that valley. It looks so cool. So I think that's what these are going to be the floorboards for. But for the rest of the day, we're just going to keep milling wood. And then we'll stack it up by the camper, let it set. And we will have plenty of working material when we come back home. And I think we're going to make some 1-inchers. These things are awfully heavy at 1 5/8. So we'll get some smaller stuff for railings and stuff. Talk to you soon.